3 days. We just played a huge semi-final here a few days ago, and to go again in that manner with that commitment, every single player, it's just great to watch. And the other thing is the quality that we can bring and the intensity and how prepared the players are to go and impact the game.
I think we showed character and personality with and without the ball. I think we even were dominant at the beginning of the second half with a couple of opportunities. We didn't seize those opportunities, and if we don't catch those ones, I think the game is over.
The result helps when we're 1-0 up and they try to chase an equalizer. And then, yeah, it was, of course, nice to take the chances and to help the team. So it was a good Saturday.
Today, we saw the lineup. I told him, you're going to come in, you're going to have a big impact in the game. And he was ready for it. And that's a joy, because that means that we can change the game in different ways, and they certainly made the difference when they came on.
Gabby, that goal, your assist, the icing on the cake of a really important win. How tough was it for Arsenal to manage that first half, and how wonderful to make the impact that you have tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole team did superb. I think we did super well during the game, managing in the beginning, because we know in the Premier League it's so hard to score, and against Sunderland it wasn't different, so they did well as well. But we managed to control the game, and when we had the chance to score.
Gyökeres came under a bit of pressure when he came here, but now 2 goals today and has been really firing on all cylinders. Love the mutual goal celebration at the end. How much fun is this new attacking lineup to play with?
Yeah, I mean, Vic is a lovely guy. Everyone around the club loves him, and since the beginning we've tried to give him the right support and give him the tools to do what he does the best. That is score goals and create chances for us. And yeah, he's a really good guy. Everyone loves him, and I mean, we just try to give him the opportunity to him to score.
Creating, scoring, could be talking about yourself. Is this your best season for Arsenal, do you think? I
mean, let's see in the end of the season. I go game by game. Of course, I want to do well for the team. I want to score, I want to assist, and I want to help this football club to win titles. That's my main goal, and this is what I try to do every single day when I wake up.
Coming into this season, a lot of pressure on Arsenal for this to be your season. You now go 9 points clear with Manchester City playing tomorrow. That is an enormous gap. How proud are you, and do you believe there's more to come?
Yeah, I mean, we have to enjoy this moment to be able to be in this league on the top. It's amazing. It's a dream to us. I think we have to take this from like an opportunity, as I said, not as pressure. And I mean, I talk about myself and my teammates. We try to enjoy every single day and giving our best to try to bring the trophy home. So yeah, I mean, we are gonna try our best till the last game of the season. Do you believe this is the quad squad? Yeah, I mean, we have an unbelievable squad. So many good players. We are a family. We are always together, no matter what happens. If it goes well or it goes not that well, we are together, we stick together. So yeah, let's go game by game, and of course we want to win the title.
A lot at the Emirates. This is Arsenal's home record, and no surprise that the team who are top of the table do have the best home record. But when you look at what that's built on, that incredible defence is there as well, with 7 clean sheets and an XG of less than 8 across their home games so far this season. This looked like another comfortable victory for them, Alan. What did you make of the performance?
I thought they were very professional without being brilliant, and also using their squad strength really, really well in terms of the subs that they brought on. They had a couple of players out injured, but I thought Sunderland did really well and caused some problems for Arsenal and frustrated them at times. That should have been in the back of the net there with a mistake from Raya. Probably should have put it in. But this is what Sunderland did really well, I thought. They got men behind the ball, and at times they frustrated Arsenal and made it very difficult for them. And as I said, could have scored 1 or 2 themselves. And it took a summer signing that cost 60 million. It took a piece of brilliance, because Sunderland, again, they had that many men behind the ball. That's what it was going to take. Just something to unlock that defence, and it was a brilliant strike from Zubamendi. But again, you can see the numbers behind. And then all of a sudden, I said, using their squad strength, they bring on Gyökeres, they bring on Martinelli, they've got no Saka who's out injured, no Odegaard who's out injured. And the same thing again, they've got men behind the ball, and Sunderland were always in this game. They were always in it and making it difficult for them, but then the clearance doesn't work. They find themselves in a good position. Gyökeres comes on, he gets his first goal there, and then the ball comes into the box, and then another substitute plays a huge part in the goal in Martinelli. It's a game Arsenal had to win, but as I said, there was nothing spectacular about them, but they were very, very professional. And he puts it on a plate for Gyökeres, and there was no coming back from that. So, and that was three big points for Arsenal. You can see Gyökeres there. Most goals in all competitions in 2026. So the goals are starting to flow for him as well, but they've got so many options.
Yeah, so many attacking options for Arsenal. And as Alan said, it's a really big 3 points that takes them 9 clear of Manchester City. You've still got the game at Anfield against Liverpool to come this weekend. But anybody waiting for these Arsenal nerves to kick in is having a longer and longer wait, Danny.
Yeah, well, it's a must-win for City, but you have to say, since they lost to United, Arsenal, they've won 4 on the spin in all comps.
Yeah.
They're in a League Cup final. They finished top of the Champions League group. It doesn't look like a side that's nervous. They've got good competition for places. Yeah. They can win games when they don't play very well. They're the best team at the moment. And if City don't win tomorrow, you've got to say it's game over, I think.
And far from looking nervous, are they almost composed, Alan?
No, but I think there's so many people waiting for a slip-up that when you see a performance like that today, and that's fine. They don't have to be brilliant every game. They just have to find ways to win games, and they've done that. I don't think from their side there's no panic at all.
And no set plays today.
Yes.
And every goal came from...
Mikel, a really commanding scoreline. What was your assessment of the performance?
Yeah, we're very happy with the performance, with the results. Obviously, very tough match. They are a really good side. They make it really difficult for you. Very physical, very direct, very well organised, and they made it a really long match.
They like to disrupt play where possible as well and get behind you like that. But do you feel you got control of it fairly early in this one?
Well, in terms of conceding, we haven't conceded obviously anything. Probably only the first action when David tries to catch it, I think it's a foul. Otherwise, nothing. But it's the feeling that you cannot really dominate and control the game in all areas because they are really good, as you say, at breaking it and playing to the last line. They have people that they can really hold the ball and turn your press. And yeah, very happy because every 3 days what we are doing, the boys, I think, deserve a lot of credit.
Does that mean getting an early goal in a game like that, or at least a first half goal in a game like that, just takes a bit of the pressure off your team?
Obviously helps, honestly, and it was a great finish again from Zubi. The whole action, I think, it's really good. And then not only the starters, but the finisher come in, and again, the huge impact that they had. Gavi, Victor, when Epps came in, when Piero came in, when Christian comes in, and that's a huge bonus.
They seem to come onto the pitch not needing any time to get right up to speed. Is that fair to say?
Yes, because that means that mentally you are ready, and we know how long these games are going to be. And whatever the role is on the day, you need to fulfill it, and I think they were magnificent.
It was Martin Zubimendi who got the scoring underway. He's not in the team for his goals, but they're a useful little part of his sort of repertoire, aren't they?
Yes, I mean... He's expanding his role, I would say, and he has a real intuition and quality to finish actions in different ways in and around the box. And yeah, it was a big one.
It's an intense period of games, and I imagine you can't really do much training. It's just about rest and recuperation. When you get a scoreline like this and backed up by what you did at Leeds last weekend as well, does that really do a lot for the mentality of the players and for their physical presence too?
Absolutely. I mean, it lifts the energy levels, and they put in an incredible effort every single day to perform at this level. And yeah, really happy.
And there's not really much time to reflect on performances at the moment, but you must be enjoying this spell.
We are, especially after finishing the game. Today is a moment to enjoy it. Again, it's been a really positive week since the game against Leeds as well, and the way the team has reacted. So yeah, very happy.
Yeah, it's been a sensational 8 days or so for them because they've had that win, we just heard, against Leeds United by 4-0 a week ago, won by 3-0 at home today against Sunderland, and of course put their place in the League Cup final to face Manchester City as well. 9 points the gap, Merce. The last time they had the lead of this size in the Premier League was 2004, the last time they won the Premier League title. If it's still 9 points come 6 o'clock tomorrow when events at Anfield are finished, for you is the title race over?
8 or 9. 8 or 9, a draw or a defeat, I think completely and utterly over. I think if Man City go and win at Liverpool, I think that would be a statement. I think then Arsenal would be like, whoa. But yeah, I think anything but a Man City win, and it will be surely over for me.
Anyone disagree with that on the panel?
No. Unfortunately.
No, I can see what you're saying, unfortunately, mate. You're just holding yourself back, Dawes.
Yeah, no, I think Mercer's watched it today, he's seen it. They're just so dominant. They've got a good squad, better than anyone else, and you think, can Man City put a run together to go, can we challenge? I don't know what we can back that up with, because I think they're going to lose games, and they're 9 points clear.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Because as Mer said, even if they did go to Anfield and win tomorrow, yeah, that's a massive win, but as we discussed earlier, they're not the side from 2 seasons ago who will then go on a 8-9 game winning run and put some real pressure on them.
No, I see it last week. They dominated at Spurs for the first half, and then it's 2 points dropped. And they keep getting opportunities, and then all of a sudden now you're 9 points. So it's one of those. Anfield tomorrow, the result could go either way.
See,
but I just don't see it.
When you look at the other thing, as you touched on there as well, Mer, so like whatever striker starts, the other one comes on. It's a sign of a good team, though, because starting a game and then you're dropped the following week, your toys might be out the pram. When you look at them, it's a case of they want to get back in that team. When you look at Jesus comes on at Ellen Road and scores, Gyökeres comes on today and scores 2. You just look at Arsenal all over the pitch. They're in a really, really good position.
9 goals from the substitutes bench.
Not bad, is it? That says it all.
That's the most. That's the most.
That's a team.
Yeah.
And it's 9 points now, the gap between...
When you look at it from behind where he hits it, you think it's just going to hit the post and come out, and it just catches the post, inside of the post, and goes in. Yeah, very good football. I mean, he plays for Spain. I mean, he ain't going to be that bad, is he? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, for me, real top player. I thought Declan Rice again was outstanding. I mean, outstanding. When people go, I can't play this many games, I can't play that many games, he is week in, week out, every single week, bang, bang, same performances. Yeah, absolutely outstanding. But the result there, Sunderland were decent. I know people are going to look at that and go, 3-0 must have been a real... Sunderland give it a go, and I had a couple of opportunities during the game, but didn't take them. If you don't take them, good night.
Yeah.
Yes, Kai Havertz has obviously come back into the team the last few weeks. How big or how crucial could he be in this run-in?
Yeah, I just think it's his calmness on the ball. Do you know what I mean? Plus with him in midfield, because I don't think they got a lot of goal scorers in midfield. Like Rice doesn't really score. Odegaard not a goal scorer. Zubimendi bar today not a real. So you putting him there, he gives you them goals as well. He gives you an extra body on the pitch to give you them goals. Very calm, very relaxed. Picks out Gyökeres for the goal. Yeah, good football. Yeah, a good footballer.
As the Premier League, Arsenal have had a dream day today. 3-0 win, another clean sheet, plenty of goals. Top of the table by a distance. They've got Brentford away next. We can have a look at the table as it stands. Confirmation of their lead over Man City, who play Liverpool tomorrow. Aston Villa dropped points today against Bournemouth. Man United are on an absolute charge. Chelsea, just to mention it them, because they beat Wolves, which isn't very significant. But Cole Palmer is the first player in Premier League history to score hat-tricks in the first half of a match on 3 different occasions, which is pretty impressive from his point of view, and good time with the World Cup looming into view. What about Liverpool City tomorrow now, and the sort of pressure on City to make sure to get 3 points at Anfield if they somehow can?
Yeah, historically not a great record we were speaking about, but yeah, in terms of you look at the deficiencies in that Manchester City team at the moment, it's all across the defensive line, isn't it? And again, you contrast that with Liverpool in terms of their strengths. Ekitike in really good form. Veer's really influenced the game now in those central striking positions. So it's a game you really feel as it could be open, plenty of chances both ends, but you really...
What do you reckon?
Well, Slot will be delighted because they won't be a low block for City. So now at least Liverpool can play and score some goals. But yeah, it's the pressure's all on them again now, isn't it? Arsenal done their business today, and they're in such a good place now, Arsenal. They really are.
It is true. That should be a great game tomorrow. Just the way you've set it up there in terms of Pep would go for it anyway, but really has to go for it now. That'll suit Liverpool. I mean, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't really bother us. We're not showing it live, so I don't have to hype it up too much. But it does seem like it should be a cracking game.
Yeah, you've always felt over the last 3 or 4 seasons, longer even, that was the pivotal game, those two, and Arsenal have just made it kind of not really that big a deal now tomorrow in a way that it would have always been such a huge game.
Somebody attacking strength. I mean, spoke about it before, I think maybe a couple of weeks previously about Manchester City. They can put a front four on the pitch probably as good as anybody, probably better than Arsenal. If you think of like Haaland, Marmoush, Semenyo now in the picture as well. Reinders in terms of his legs, his goals from midfield. So plenty of goals in that Manchester City team, but the drop off in terms of the defensive side of the game, how open they are. Rodri kind of really struggling in terms of that pivot.
I will have to silence you for a moment because Mikel Arteta, the main man, is ready to talk here.
Mikel, a really commanding scoreline. What was your assessment of the performance?
Yeah, we're very happy with the performance, with the results. Obviously, very tough match. They are a really good side. They make it really difficult for you. Very physical, very direct, very well organized, and they made it a really long match.
They like to disrupt play where possible as well, and get behind you like that. But do you feel you got control of it fairly early in this one?
Well, in terms of conceding, we haven't conceded obviously anything. Probably only the first action when David tries to catch it, I think it's a foul. Otherwise, nothing. But it's the feeling that you cannot really dominate and control the game in all areas because they are really good, as you say, at breaking it and playing to the last line. They have people that they can really hold the ball and turn your press. And yeah, very happy because every 3 days what we are doing, the boys, I think, deserve a lot of credit.
Well, he's saying every 3 days. We've got a bit of a break now till Thursday night. Any chance Keith Andrews can breathe some life into the title race?
In terms of how they direct they are at the G-Tech, yeah, definitely. But this is a game that Arsenal, that would usually have caused them problems in seasons gone by. I just think this Arsenal team physically are able to cope. But we'll see. Keith Andrews has done a brilliant job. Let's see if he can go one further.
Yeah, I think maybe another contender for Manager of the Year, depending how the next few months go. So that's it for us. Celtic Dundee is coming right up. Arsenal are flying in all competitions at the moment. Thanks to centre midfielder Gary and centre back Kenny. Take care.
If the Arsenal players around them understand that and kind of understand his strengths and not focus on those obvious limitations he has.
You'd hope that the confidence now is starting to come for him now. That's the first time he's scored in consecutive games in the Premier League. And there would be frustration in terms of not starting in certain games, but coming off the bench and scoring now, he'll be delighted with his afternoon.
He'll be delighted with Gabriel Martinelli, who, if you remember, wasn't it Martinelli on the end of what could have been a goal for him during the week, but Havertz finished it by himself. In this case, Martinelli probably remembered that and said, I'll be unselfish and give it to my teammate to finish it.
Well, as he's breaking here, you're thinking, got to square it, and I'm sure Jokeris is thinking exactly the same, and it's a perfectly weighted thing and just a tap in for him, and the whole energy of the stadium then just improved from that moment on. But Martinelli came on, which suggested he might do. And he gives you that pace on the counter-attack, and they got their goals.
Brilliant by Martinelli. And just another one then for Jokeris, who still managed to get his celebration in, even while lying on the ground there. I mean, I know this is a tap-in, but sure, I mean, strikers build their careers in these kind of goals, can you?
Yeah, tap-in, which you almost missed.
Did he?
It's a scuff. Even from 40 yards, it's a scuff finish from him. Look, he can't pass this cleanly into the goal.
That is harsh.
Is that a little bit harsh? Fair enough. Yeah, he was up and give Martinelli credit in terms of good awareness. Brady talks about in terms of confidence. Yeah, I think it will help confidence. I don't think what helps him confidence is being taken out is him being parked on the bench. But I think Arteta has shown a lot of confidence in him. There's been stages first half of the season I think he probably warranted taking out, and he's kind of stuck with him. He's just going to have to accept his role at times, maybe in terms of coming on the bench and coming on and impacting games. And that kind of collective effort at number 9, that's going to get the goals they need.
But that fact that he's been on the bench is a reflection of the fact that he hasn't done enough to warrant starting. There's other players that Kenny mentioned there that are just guaranteed starters. And despite the huge investment in him, he is not one.
He did plenty today, and he's standing by it.
You were able to get control early, and you restricted Sunderland to very few opportunities. Was that the difference between this game and the first game between the two sides?
Yeah, I think I wasn't involved in the first one, so I didn't really have the feeling from that game. I watched it, obviously, and there I think they were very effective in their chances, and yeah, we didn't maybe defend well in the crucial moments, but yeah, we did today.
And in terms of the performance all round today, a lot of the players coming off the bench and making a big impact like yourself as well, does that just show the value of what's being built here?
Yeah, I think we've showed that throughout the season. I think a lot of players have come from the bench and done an impact. So, yeah, I think with so many games we have and so many competitions, I think it's very, very good sign. And yeah, we just need to keep it going like that.
You touched on being so many games. You've had a really busy week already. There's another round of midweek fixtures as well. But confidence must be really high amongst the group.
Yeah, of course. We had some great results recently. But we know it's always tough, and you always have to be on top in every aspect to win games, especially in the Premier League. So yeah, we just have to take care of our bodies and prepare for the next one.
Nice to play this on a Saturday and watch the game on Sunday.
Yeah, it's all right.
Good man, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
He doesn't seem too fussed about what way the fixtures are falling there, but well done to Victor Jokeris. Great afternoon for him. You did make the point that Arsenal were under the cosh a little bit early in the second half. They were 1-0 up at half time. Sunderland came out fighting.
Yeah, started the second half well. Sunderland, some really kind of good football. They're here getting himself involved high up the pitch. It's a really clever strike from Taldi. Smart save. from Raya. Even give Gabriel a bit of credit. He's switched on. Robert isn't. Doesn't anticipate the tap in. Back to front. Sunderland, no problem with this. This was a bit of a worry from Arsenal. That shouldn't happen. I think Raya causes a few problems actually coming out. It causes a little bit of indecision amongst the defenders. And Arsenal kind of, I wouldn't say hanging on but just areas for concern. Sunderland were in the game.
Talby could have got there, little touch, he didn't want to know, nothing to do with it. And as you right say, lovely time tackle by Gabriel there. So he obviously said to his team, listen, go after it, let's try and do something. And they did, but just couldn't get that breakthrough.
Yeah, they're at this stage, Sunderland, do you think it might peter out a little bit, a mid-table kind of job? Or is European football still possible?
Mid-table's a real achievement. For the top 10 finish for this team, this match should be in the conversation for Manager of the Year for me. The amount of surgery he's had to do during the summer, this is unrecognisable, this team, from the team that got promoted. And that's not easy, but that volume of players in, and to try and bed him in one kind of pre-season.
We saw that, didn't we, with Forest in terms of coming up and struggling to do that. And he's just the 2 players from last year, I think, but the signings have been brilliant.
You were both really impressed with Arsenal's midfield.
Listen, we said about how crucial they are to this team. And even like we talk about the big moment there, it's a fantastic strike. When you see it from this angle, the technique is superb, cut across it, just fades it into that post. But it was more than that. Look at Declan Rice. He's so far ahead of the play when Calafiori, that we felt would make a mistake, did. And it was Rice who get back and made a difference. And he does
that. This lad's a really kind of tidy operator, but for me, he's a level above Rice in terms of his athletic ability, his ability to get from back to front quickly and impact the game on the last third of the pitch. It's a wonderful partnership. They complement each other very well. They enjoy playing with each other, and they're absolutely fundamental in terms. We're talking about ambition, league title, Champions League, win the whole. For them two are absolutely key in the centre of that midfield.
We saw Rice also near the end absolutely balling. I think it was Eze out of it, and that's another part of it. He seems to pull everyone around him and to be very communicative.
Yeah, but it's a massive talking point because an iconic Arsenal captain, Tony Adams, came out and said Declan Rice has to be the captain if Arsenal are going to win the league. Now, Kenny and I have been in so many change rooms. You know who the captain is. It's not necessarily who's the one the fans should think it is, but he's definitely playing a leader.
Yeah, he's a leader anyway. I think what Sunderland really needed out there today was a midfield general themselves. Somebody who could.
I thought you were going to say a dominant centre half.
Well, a dominant centre half.
In previous years.
Who once played in centre midfield, as Damien alluded to earlier on. This is 2005, 2006.
Great feat. Is that Vieira? It's like Vieira.
Wow, look at that for a challenge. And now this is the great Dennis Bergkamp. Have
there
that.
Oh my!
When you could tackle.
Red card for this, or were you even booked?
What are you doing in centre midfield? That's what I want to know.
Giving a bit of physical presence in there.
You are getting your name in the book. I mean, centre mid against those lads.
I know, but at the time, I think it was Bergkamp, Van Persie and Omri up front. So I probably said, just put me in midfield where I can just run around a little bit.
Is it true Bergkamp asked for your jersey after the
game? No. All right, that's it.
A huge result for Arsenal when you consider what they are chasing, the big trophy, 9 points clear of Manchester City.
Yeah, and it was a really good result because it was a toughly contested match. They had to work really hard to create opportunities, to also limit Sunderland, because Sunderland play in a system whereby the very good transitional moments, when you get the ball, you've got players up front that will hold it up. Saliba in moments in the game was tested a lot. The goal that Zubimendi scores is a brilliant finish, and that almost just let everyone relax a little bit, which then I think allowed the fluidity of Arsenal to probably shine through. And then in the end, great to see Gyökeres getting 2 goals again and sort of quieting some of the criticism as to whether he is the striker that they really do want at the top of the tree.
We will get to Gyökeres in just a moment. I'm wondering if you think they required a lot of patience and showed that in the build-up and the wait for that opening goal.
Very much so, and it's also about managing the right moments and about physically being competitive to get yourself these opportunities where they can control possession and create little openings. Trossard does really well here just to draw in to the Sunderland players, which then just opens that nice little pocket so you can really, this little cultured pass, it comes at Zubimendi slowly so he can really line it up, and it's a lovely finish. He cuts across it, which just means that the spin in the ball as it comes off the post, it just spins in over the line. Brilliant goal.
And then the celebration afterwards, paying tribute to his compatriot Mikel Arteta, who is going to be out injured for a long time. Victor Gyökeres, lots of the kind of divided decision on him. Are you still out? Is the jury still out?
I don't know, he's starting to warm to me. I mean, Alderete, the Sunderland defender here, just sort of opened the door for him to let him walk through, to keep an eye on him. It's poor defender, but take nothing away from Gyökeres. When he's in that position, Jules, he's got nothing else in his mind but get a shot off and target it. I'm surprised the centre half sort of leans to his left and is an easy chance really for Gyökeres. But take nothing away from the finish. He's there at the right moment and he scored. And again, this is the quality that Arsenal have. Gyökeres started today on the bench, so he's coming off the bench. He's fresh. You can see him making up the ground here. You know, brilliant little pass from Martinelli, and he can't really miss, I suppose. But at the same time, it's making up them yards. You know, Martinelli selfless pass to him, and again, 2 goals. You know, I think that's 11 goals in all competitions. So his numbers are starting to catch up with the big price fee they paid for him in the summer. But I think with Arsenal going on all fronts, you know, Gyökeres could have a big part to play in the rest of this season.
Let's look at these numbers, because he's got 6 goals this calendar year for in all competitions. No Premier League player has more. Igor Thiago is level with him on 6, and that is impressive. And I think, you know, he's found his feet certainly in 2026 so far.
Absolutely, and it's also impressive because he doesn't play every minute. And he's sort of utilised in games and in moments when they feel it suits what he can bring to the team. And he will have to keep up those numbers, though, because that is the expectation. Now, you're playing at a club that's top of the Premier League, considered one of the best clubs in Europe. If you're going to play in the 9, you've got to contribute to goals, but also creating chances for those around him. So he set the bar now. We're starting to see what he can do, and he needs to keep doing that.
So Arsenal's title challenge continues. They've now gone 9 points clear at the top.
Again?
They've gone 9 points clear at the top after they heaped a load of pressure on Manchester City, of course, who play Liverpool tomorrow live on Sky Sports. That's going to be a huge game at Anfield. Mikel Arteta's side beat Sunderland 3-0. Victor Gyökeres getting a brace on the night, coming off the bench to score. We can join Scarlett's now live, who I've no doubt is delighted. 2-2. Good evening to you. For Gyökeres, lovely finish as well. Do you think he's silencing the doubters now?
Well, it's another set of goals against a promoted side, so I'm sure the doubters will have something to say about that. But what I really liked about his first goal was that he took it early, falling over, might I add, under very strong challenge, which also seems to happen to him quite a lot. But he just smashed it. It wasn't ideal for him. He was off balance. And Roofs, who's done really well this season, just couldn't cope with it. I don't know if he also couldn't see it. But yes, absolutely. And he scored at a really important moment in the game for Arsenal, because I think getting that daylight settled a lot of nerves in the stadium.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, listen, everyone's going to say things about Gyökeres and the teams he's scored against. I mean, Leeds, one of them was a penalty, Forest, Burnley, Everton penalty, Leeds, Sunderland. But like you said there, I think we have to be positive about Gyökeres. He has scored, and they were key goals at key times. Do you think that his role is as an impact player, or do you think he should be starting?
I think it depends on the game, doesn't it? You know, we currently have the luxury of 3 fit strikers in Havertz, Gyökeres and Jesus. You escaped me for a second there. But what that gives you is a Swiss Army knife, right? Different players for different moments. And Gyökeres has played a lot of football recently. He played, I think, most of the game in midweek. And it suited him, didn't it? Because Sunderland ultimately, at some point, we're going to have to go after this game. And you thought, like he might have some space to run into. And in the end, he did for his last goal. So I'm not sure it's necessarily a question of him being better as an impact player. But in this game, it made sense for him to come off the bench. He's played a lot of football. And I think it's good that we have quality options.
Scarlett, do you think Liverpool could win you the title tomorrow if they beat Manchester City? Do you think it's game over?
I thought that question might be coming. We put our foot down, haven't we? I think this is the first time where we've had the opportunity to create real daylight, and we've taken it. So the pressure is on City, but there's still quite a lot of football to play, sadly. And I don't think we're going to win the league in one moment. I think you win the league by slowly grinding and strangling your opposition. So we can take a big step if Liverpool win tomorrow, but there's a lot of football left. And I'm sure City won't be conceding if they lose tomorrow either.
Scarlett, what do you make of Havertz playing in midfield today? Obviously, Odegaard was taken out the team. But Havertz looks really good in midfield to me. What do you think about him?
You're not a fan of Odegaard, are you? Let's just put it out there. You're not a major fan of Odegaard, are you?
No, see, Scarlett, she's trying to throw me under the bus.
I'm not. I'm just saying, you often talk about him.
No,
Arsenal being better without him.
What have you been saying about our captain,
when I say... my thing about Odegaard is that he's an attacking midfielder, but I want to see him pick up the ball in more dangerous areas up the field. Get on the half term, start having shots, like Havertz was doing today, looking for them forward passes. I don't want to see him getting the ball off the centre halves and playing it wide. They can do that.
I think that's fair. I think Arteta's said about Odegaard that he prefers when he gets the ball higher up the pitch, and he does definitely have a tendency to drop deep. As far as Havertz in midfield, I think today it was a good game for him to play there. And like I said about our strikers, we have this range of options at the moment in midfield as well. And against a physical Sunderland side, where I guess they were, going to do their best to bully us and unsettle us, for want of a better word, you want a big guy, you want someone who can resist that. And I think what Kai does really well is bring the best out of people around him. I think he was heavily involved in Gyökeres's first goal, and he sort of plays, I think almost as a second striker. And I think we look sometimes like we're playing a 4-4-2 when he's playing ostensibly in midfield. So it's that option that he gives you. He can play in multiple different positions, and it's benefiting Arsenal because they become more unpredictable and able to do more things.
Yeah,
I agree
a lot of things. A lot of things you said tonight. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Scarlett.
And
Thank you very much.
I'm not sure he's going to watch the game. I don't know. He didn't actually say that, did he? Anyway, Nick joins us now. Always good to see you. I'm sure you were watching that game today. How are you feeling?
Oh, it's good. I mean, listen, it was fairly comfortable in the end. Listen, I'm very, very happy. I thought we would win today. I'm glad we won today. Top of the league. Hopefully Man City drop some points tomorrow, and who knows, we might even win it this year.
I have two questions for you. One, do you think that Gyökeres is better as an impact sub? And two, do you think Arsenal look a better team when Havertz is playing instead of Odegaard?
No, I don't think. Number two, I don't think we necessarily look better when Havertz is playing instead of Odegaard. First half, he barely touched the ball, whereas Odegaard gets on the ball a lot more. You can argue maybe he doesn't move it as quick. I like the starting lineup though, Jay, today. I like the fact that Jesus and Havertz were on, because they both they're not out and out number nines, they're like 9.5s, aren't they? And they both drop deep. So when one drops deep, the other one can go forward, so they can interchange. It didn't work as well as I thought it would. But listen, Gyökeres as an impact sub, I was harsh on Gyökeres at the beginning of the season. I'm still not convinced 100%. But like you said the other day, if he gets a few goals, a bit of confidence behind him, it doesn't matter what I think of him as a player. I'm happy to be proved wrong. If he gets a few goals, he's laying the ball off a little bit more now. He's holding up the play a bit better. That's all we can ask for, really, isn't it?
You're 9 points clear. You must be thinking, job done now, surely.
No, listen, I have been confident from the beginning of the season. I'm talking day one, especially with our squad. But I'm not stupid enough to say it's over. I've been watching football long enough. I remember many teams putting runs on. We did it back in '98. Man United were 12 points clear. But I do think this City side isn't as capable of putting on a run like that. I think Liverpool might take some points off them tomorrow. But there's still a long way to go. And, Arsenal are probably their own worst enemies. I'm confident. I am confident.
Nick, we did talk about it, and what do you think of Arsenal's back four? Because even today, to be fair, Bobby played well. Bobby did play well, to be fair to him.
I always think he plays well.
But we had a conversation during the week. How many players from this team gets into the Invincibles?
Oh, I've got those rose-tinted glasses though, Jay. I'm like old school. I love all the older players. I just think they're all better, most of them.
Okay, do you want to hear mine? Because I said Timber gets in.
Yeah, Timber.
I said Gabriel, I'm going to compare to Sol Campbell. So I'm going to take Sol Campbell. Yeah. Then I would go Saliba. Then I would go Declan Rice and Saka. That's it. 4.
I don't think I don't think I'm taking Sol Campbell out. I think out of all of them, Timber for me, is a great right back. He's been consistent all season.
Yeah,
I love
amazing
him.
player.
Probably gave Saliba a real test in the first half. And when he got that early booking, I was like, oh, God, fearing for the worst. But this season, we've been keeping our heads. And he kept him quiet second half. And Gabriel made some vital challenges. Because there was a point in the second half where Sunderland were a little bit on the ascendancy. And he made some vital challenges. Only Calafiori, the last few games, has been
a bit rash.
Pretty off the boil.
Yeah. But in fairness, though, he has been injured. Coming back in, it's not easy. Another player I want to talk about
comes on.
We haven't got time to talk about anything. We've been told to go to a break. Did you not hear?
Oh, really? No, I didn't hear.
Oh,
we have
honestly.
to go.
Yeah,
anyway,
sorry.
Let's just tell him how great Zubimendi is.
He is.
Zubimendi's great. We're all great. We're going to win the league.
Going to win the league. They are. Heard it here first. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for joining us.
Nick. Bye.
Right, stay with us. Honestly, you literally don't listen.
Brentford just scored as well.
Oh, okay. I said there was another goal in this. Brentford have gone 3-2 up.